Biden gambles on high-risk primary strategy. Video by Today. He brags about his ability to get along with Republicans. He's not an ally. If it seems like Joe Biden is running for the nomination of a different Democratic Party than the rest of his rivals, that's because he is. From his schedule to his messaging to his policy positions, the former vice president is carving a divergent path through the primaries based on a theory that few of his rivals appear to believe that the Democratic base isn't nearly as liberal or youthful as everyone thinks. It's a high-risk strategy at a time when the progressive wing is pulsing with energy. There is a danger but so far it's working. Since his April, he is keeping his eye on becoming the nominee. And the more important, Biden doesn't explicitly articulate his theory on the Democratic primary electorate, though he has publicly expressed his view that the party hasn't moved appreciably more to the left. The fact of the matter is the vast majority of the members of the Democratic Party are still basically liberal to moderate Democrats in the traditional sense, he told reporters in early April. The idea that privately, several Biden advisors acknowledge that their theory of the case is rooted in polling data and voting trends that are in plain sight. They contend that Biden's team points to showing that a majority of the Democratic primary electorate identify as moderate or conservative, 56% is over 50 and nearly 60% are not college educated. And they point to there's a big disconnect between the media narrative and what the primary electorate looks like and thinks, versus the media narrative and the Twitter narrative, said one Biden advisor who declined to speak on the record. The Democratic that might explain the former vice president's digital advertising buys since entering the race. Since his launch, they make up an estimated 62% of likely Democratic primary voters, according to Bully Pulpit Interactive, a top Democratic digital firm. Biden has spent no other top Democratic candidate in the primary has pursued a similar strategy. There are other subtle indicators of his path he is pursuing. Unlike other the things that we did in the United States as President and Vice President of the United States, I thought they were pretty progressive. I guess there's this. As a front-runner with high name identification, Biden is afforded scheduling luxuries that other candidates do not have. Still, Biden also skipped a presidential forum in San Francisco, moderated by the grassroots liberal group MoveOn.org, last weekend. Another high-profile progressive event which was simultaneously live-streamed to its 500,000 members. Any candidate serious about the nomination should be prioritizing relationships with the grassroots organizations like MoveOn, said Reggie Hubbard, Washington, D.C., strategist for the group. We don't take any. On Sunday, the former vice president was a no-show at another cattle call party event, this one in Iowa, attended by 19 other presidential hopefuls. His campaign said, "It's not that Biden is bypassing big party events altogether. He's just being. When it comes to policy, Biden hasn't been as quick to join his competitors in embracing the purist positions preferred by progressive activists. That includes Biden has already been stung for some of his stances, criticized as out of step with the party. He was lambasted. The bigger problem came on the issue of abortion rights. Biden had said, it reflects the difficulty of defending a 45-year record that spans political eras, said David Axelrod, Barack Obama's former strategist.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.